And then after that 8 minutes, it was like the movie stopped, and I was like, wait, you came in expecting some bullshit, right? And I was like, well, yeah, but you don't have to. It's like, shh, I got you. And after that, this fucker was without mercy.
Yeah, that's just like, this is what you want?
Yeah, it's like, no.
Time to talk about the animated movie of the year.
Yeah. Animated feature of the year. Of course, we are talking about that bull Ferdinand. Oh no, it's John Cena! They said John Cena's so big that they ain't even naming this movie Ferdinand no more. They said, nah, it's gonna be called John Cena! Yeah, people, because John Cena is the one that does the voice of the bull, and of course John Cena is so big that when he's in something, everything has to be about him. Now, one of the things that you know with John Cena, when you hear that music, I mean somebody about to get their ass whooped. Hey, yeah, how's that going?
You can't see me!
You know, when you hear that music, that means that a big-ass white boy about to come out and whoop somebody, man.
He can't put his arms down.
Yeah, he sure can't, man.
I can't. Come here. Help me buckle my belt.
You put my deodorant on for me? Oh, fuck!
Scratch your back. Ah!
Help me reach my phone. It's in my pocket.
You wipe my ass. Can't reach it. But Mr. Cena. But you know, like when you hear that music, somebody about to get hurt. But that's the thing with this, man. You know, when you see this, I see the bull and I hear John Cena. And no matter what I have to say about Ferdinand or his movie, I ain't got no problem with Ferdinand. Ferdinand is cool with me. Ferdinand's so sweet. Ferdinand is so mild-mannered. Ferdinand, he just wants to sniff the flowers. Like, man, I know I got some size on me, but I just want to sit back, smell the flowers, and treat everybody with kindness. Now, it takes a very special voice to make a big-ass animal like that sound like a sweet-natured creature. And that's one of the things I like about John Cena doing this. I think John Cena actually did a good job doing the voice work for Ferdinand.
Seems like from the moment you're born, people think they got you all figured out, especially when it comes to me. I'm a little bit more complex. I'm Ferdinand.
Oh, Ferdinand. You know, I mean, if you listen to John Cena's voice in this, at least for me, it's you know, he's able to talk in a very sweet-natured tone without sounding like at least to me, sound like he's talking down to kids.
Yeah, that's something that he seems to pull off in every movie that he's in, because like we're used to seeing him being that guy in wrestling, just body slamming people, but every time he shows up in a movie, he's usually pretty like nice and calm natured, and he does a great voice here. And yeah, that was one of the things that was really shocking about it.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking to myself, shit, you know, if this wrestling thing doesn't work out, he can just go to the library and just read to kids, man. Actually, have him host Reading Rainbow next, man.
Yeah, didn't he do that?
Yeah, I don't know if he did.
No, he did. I heard a thing with him this morning. He read the book Ferdinand to kids, and I saw an image of it where him in a suit reading to him. But he's bulging out of that suit. It'd be like the scariest person reading a story to you.
Kid, can you turn this page for me? And then he smelled the flowers.
And they just ripped copies of Ferdinand open.
Yeah, he just roars out of nowhere. This kid has one of the kids. You do have to take my word for it. Yeah, John Cena, motherfucker.
You're like King Kong tossing them kids around.
Give me some flowers to snap. Yeah, books and shit. Yeah. Reading is fundamental, bitches.
He really is doing that part of the promotional tour for this.
Really?
Yeah, going to schools and reading this.
That's pretty sweet. Yeah. That's actually cool, man.
Yeah, that is cool.
I'm telling you how much I like the character of Ferdinand, how much I like John Cena doing the voice for Ferdinand. I like the setup of the movie. I mean, there are some things in there that were kind of typical of a family animated film, but there's some good setup here where everything's done with no dialogue. There's a number here where they gives his musical I guess a musical montage where they talk about Ferdinand and how he got to where he is, living in the country, not having to fight in the bullfight, being saved from taken to the steakhouse. Yeah, which that's that's another thing about the movie. They don't try to hide what happens to bulls. But after that, and you know what, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, okay, I know they've stretched this movie out, but I'm having a good time here. I'm thinking that it's staying true to what Ferdinand is. And look, I'll tell you right now, I haven't read the book. I do know that there is a book that is considered to be a classic from 1936, Ferdinand the Bull.
It's tiny.
Yeah, it is thin. And
It's a picture book, right?
And it's
It's a picture book. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy who did the illustrations in this, this is what I'm saying. Now you have a property here. You have this book, a very simple story. It's a very thin book. It's beautifully illustrated. And the person who did the illustrations is Robert Lawson. He's dead by now.
Who was the guy who wrote it?
Monroe Leaf, I believe.
Monroe Leaf.
Yeah. And he wrote that because he was around the house restless, and his wife was just like, go do something. Just go write a book or something. And he wrote it as a poem. And he's like, okay, I did it. And he was friends with the illustrator. He's like, hey, how about you draw this? It was just something that simple.
Yeah, this is something that's told with simplicity and beauty. And
That bull look high as hell.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, he's sniffing poppies all day.
Yo, man, I just want to chill. Come on, I don't want to fight.
That was actually the name of the book at first. Ferdinand Gets Fucked Up.
Yeah.
So the kids won't take that too well. But you can see the illustrations here, how beautiful
They are
this
nice.
is. Yeah. It's black and white illustrations, nice line work. It's and like I said, this is an old book, 1936. In fact, when we sat down in the movie theater, we were sitting next to some woman. She's like, "Oh, I love this book. Have you read this book?" I was like, "No, I ain't read this book. You should read this book. It's a great book." I was like, "You high like Ferdinand right now." Yeah. But you see how the woman, she was really into this book. It was something that she grew up with when she was a child. It was way before her time too.
Yeah, and it was also banned during World War II.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was banned in Spain for being too much of a pacifist book, and then the Nazis banned it as propaganda, or burned it as propaganda.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then later, somebody thought it was too fascist. It's gone the rounds.
Wow. I'm just going to tell you right now. I think that not even just considering how simple the book is, but it was remade into something that's unoriginal, uninspired, and just obnoxious. And I hate to do this because y'all going to look at me and be like, oh, every Spanish-speaking cartoon movie, you got to compare those to each other. You got to lump them all together. You know,
Yes.
Can't they just stand off?
Well, there's
In this
only
case,
two.
yeah. When this one comes out, look, you can't beat Ferdinand and be coming out in the shadow of Coco. I'm sorry, Coco just came out just a few weeks ago. And here's the thing with Coco. Yeah, I'm going to compare this to Coco. It's a movie that embraced the artistry of Mexican culture. And it didn't even just do it with the colors and the architecture. It did it. You know, it wove a tale, really fantastic story with music and characters. And I don't expect everything to be Pixar, but I do expect movies, especially movies of this type with Ferdinand, to not be lazy and to not miss an opportunity that's right in front of your face. I think that when you have the book and you have the potential that we saw in parts of this movie, you shouldn't just go for the lazy humor. The animals, they were stylized and caricaturish enough to where I thought that they look good. But as far as the human beings and the rest of the film, it's the same human big-eyed animation. You know, nothing else really stands out. So this is a film that really should have taken the opportunity to embrace itself and the Spanish culture and try to at least raise it above a typical animated movie by doing that.
There's so many moments in here where you can see the frame rate just slow down.
You're right.
Like you feel the CPU on the computer going like, what the hell am I doing? What is this shit? It's,
Moments where it looks like it turns into stop motion.
Yeah.
It should have embraced anything that could set it above its budget, its level of animation, whatever. And it could have done that had it actually brought in more of the culture, I think, or a little more cleverness. But no, they want to go for all the laziness. They want to go for the quick laugh. Because, you know, the kids like butts. Let's throw some booty jokes in there.
My hands are my instruments, as are my arms, legs, chest, and buttocks.
Kids like ass. And looking for it, and he's like, damn, that ass.
Damn it.
They're not trying to go for anything that would require a little bit more work or more writing. And you know what? Only thing I'll give them credit for is it seems like that is what they consciously are going for.
Going into this movie, I think at least I'll speak for myself, I was expecting some bullshit. And I will say I was pleasantly surprised for the first 8 minutes.
Same here.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking
For
about.
the first 8 minutes, it's like, oh, okay. They're actually dealing with the reality of the situation as much as you can, that these are animals being raised for slaughter. And
Yep.
this is an animal who doesn't want to fight. I kind of dig what you're doing here. It's kind of tactful, like in a way that's appropriate for kids, but it still doesn't shy away from the harsh reality of it.
And I appreciated that they set that up at the beginning.
Yes. And then after that 8 minutes, it was like the movie stopped and it was like, wait, you came in expecting some bullshit, right? And I was like, well, yeah, but you don't have to. It's like, shh, I got you. And after that, this fucker was without mercy.
Yeah, that's just like, this is what you want.
God damn, man.
Yeah.
I've never seen a movie actively try to suck so much.
Yeah, I'm talking really, when I say missed opportunity, I mean missed opportunity,
Yeah.
man. I'm talking
It
about.
is funny how good it started.
Yeah. I was like, wow. I'm shocked.
I'm like, you ain't perfect. In fact, I even gave the movie, I let it slide a little bit, and then I said, all right, you bringing me back, because y'all actually, it goes for a lot of obvious humor here, and one of the most obvious pieces of humor is the bull in the china shop joke, and actually made that kind of work. You know, I saw this and I thought, all right, you know what? Not only is this kind of funny, not only did they make it something clever, but I was watching the whole time, getting the reaction I think they wanted was like, shh, watch out, Ferdinand,
Yeah.
don't step on that.
No, I even had a moment where I know I audibly went,
Yeah, I heard you.
yeah.
And he made me yell, watch out, Ferdinand! You big dummy! Sorry! But after that, nah, man, they didn't care. I mean, when you talk about lazy, listen, I know that it's typical of family animated movies to do pop culture references. The best of them do. You know, it was either bringing a pop singer or there's something going on. The best movies do it very well, and we actually appreciate that. The bad ones, okay, you know what? We know it's going to be there, but we will give them credit for at least being relevant.
Yeah.
Being, you know, today.
I
Okay,
know
now I
what's
know what you're
coming.
talking about.
Man,
Yeah.
this movie,
This song from, was it 1996?
this movie went right up into his ass.
Oh, yeah.
Somehow came out his penis and went all the way to the 90s to pull back this joke.
Wow, you weren't kidding about the bugs.
He's off. No, stay still. Why would you stop? We have to do something.
All right, let's do it old school.
He's like, guys, you know that shit's like 20 years old. The Macarena. And I can deal with the characters, man. I can deal with characters being not the best design, even though, like I said, I think the characters here are okay. You know, I can deal with them not, you know, just being sidekicks, not being the best design, just being there for humor. But, you know, you got to have some personality with these characters other than they're just funny. I mean, it's you know, because it was almost like, for this movie, personality is like, we got a talking goat. What more do you want?
Smash him in the head!
And it's like, that fucking goat,
Oh, yeah. Played by Kate McKinnon, I believe.
Yeah.
played by Kate McKinnon, that...
It's another case of them telling her like, hey, you ad lib. Just ad lib, and we'll just animate whatever you say.
I don't mind a goat going through there and talking and you know, and hip talk to, you know, talking like the kids do today. But again, it's that case where it's adults who are the producers here, and they're trying to make these characters like, yo, what's up, dog? Actually, characters say that, and they say, oh, you know what's funny? Hey, we got a goat. You know what's funny on the internet? That goat. She does that shit about 5 times in the movie, probably more. Because why? Because, I don't know, 10 years ago, kids laughed at a goat on the internet screaming.
It's hip and happening. What are you talking about?
Yeah. That's what the kids like today, right?
I just felt like the director in her voice session kept going like, Kate, that's great, but can you do it again and just be more obnoxious?
Yeah.
Okay, now, let's try it one more time. More obnoxious,
Yeah.
as much as possible.
I thought no one was going to match James Corden's character in the Emoji Movie this year. His High Five is the most obnoxious animated character this year. Kate McKinnon said, "Nah, I got this."
Yes.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, man, she came in and snatched that shit from. I couldn't stand her in this, and I normally love her.
Sure.
But in this, hell no.
No, you know, she plays a goat that's brought in to be like a bull soother, a bull calmer. You know, a goat that's supposed to make them settle down. And the moment she comes in, you know, it's ad-libbing, but ad-libbing in a way that doesn't fit a character from Spain, doesn't fit the setting or anything. You know, her thing is to come in and be like, "Oh yeah, look at the ass in this bull, mama like." You know, I'm like, wow, man, all these characters are there just to talk in ways that adults think that the kids will like. None of them have anything to do with their setting, surroundings, their culture, and it's, you know, it's like I said, they for them, personality is having celebrity voice actors. Celebrity voice actors say funny things because that's all they have here. They just have a bunch of celebrity voices. That's personality to them. Hey, you recognize that person?
Peyton Manning, really?
I mean, selling them racist ass pizzas ain't hitting like they used to. So, you know, he's got to make that money.
Because that's all the characters are supposed to be the types that we see in routine family animated films. You got the black sassy one. You got the goofy one. You got the cranky one. You know, you got the hero. I mean, and I would say this much. Peyton Manning, I was impressed. Peyton Manning as the bull guapo, because, you know, I thought he gonna come in and just be like, "Hey, I'm a bull," you know. But he actually had
Nationwide is on your side.
I wasn't even expecting that much.
I'm shocked they didn't work that in.
Me too.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're going nationwide on your side.
That had to be in the script at some point.
I didn't mind it though. I mean, because I thought like because I didn't know that was Peyton Manning when I went into the movie. And Peyton Manning, I was like, all right. After I saw the credits and knew that was him, I was like, all right, you know what? His voice work, it wasn't so bad. Epic! Okay, you wouldn't tell by that.
Like the whole thing is basically just him playing himself after he's gotten sacked multiple times.
Right, yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I'm dizzy. I'm gonna vomit." I'm like, "Oh, okay, they must have just got him after he got tackled."
Yeah, and in case you know Peyton Manning, quarterback Peyton Manning, yeah, he's I thought he did all right. If you're gonna talk about the voice work that's in here,
Racist.
Nah, man.
Oh yeah.
we had other characters in here that did a lot worse in their voice work, and these were people who weren't exactly they weren't doing bad voice work. It's just that the characters, what the fuck? I mean,
They were given no direction other than just be yourself.
going back to them just doing anything. It's like, all right, this is Spain. Why are the bulls being put next to a field of German horses?
German show horses.
Why is there a Scottish bull in this? You know, and again, we go back to like, why is one of these characters from the hood? You know, it's like, what? Again, just throwing everything in there that they think kids will like. And I will say this about the movie. It did lead up to one of the biggest what the fuck moments I saw. Not only in this movie, but in any movie. In all the movies this year, if they had a category at the Academy Awards, what the fuck just happened? This would be it. Out of nowhere, the German horses, the show horses, they just they challenged the bulls and the rest of his animal sidekicks to a dance-off. The movie turned into some weird dance number. And I'm not talking about like they're doing Spanish dance. I'm talking about twerking.
Yeah.
I'm talking about doing hip hop dancing. You know, there's a moment where one bull who's kind of a mute in the movie, he turns around, his ass is just electrified, just vibrating.
Yeah, he's doing the robot.
Yeah, I was kind of impressed, but I gave up because in the movie, I said, I don't know if they're enjoying this. They might be. I don't want to be that guy that's going to be grumpy and expecting to feel
I think
like
we were
I
all
do.
thinking that.
Yeah,
And that broke us.
Yeah, because I sat there in the movie, I was. I said, but I ain't gonna say nothing. And finally, it got to that part. I didn't care what y'all would think. I looked at them like, man, what the fuck is happening here, man?
I looked at him, I said, I want to go home.
Yeah, because at that moment I was like, what am I watching?
Even Martin and I were out in the park, like we talked for a good 5 minutes. Like, what happened?
That
What
shit
did we
was
just
a
see?
nightmare, man. It came out of nowhere, too. Man, I was so mad.
I wasn't sitting anywhere near you guys, and I was like, I need my squad. I need some help. I need someone to reach out to.
We were cracking up.
I was trapped on an island with this.
I was pissed.
This was horrifying.
I was pissed, but yet I was so happy to see this happen.
Yeah,
This is another wimpy kid.
yeah. I was glad you guys were there to witness that with me because I needed that outlet to go like, come on, somebody.
I had nothing.
And that number went on for so long. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe if it's like 30 seconds, it'll be fine. Like, this is like a full song.
It shit turned to step up.
Yeah, it did.
You're gonna think that we're exaggerating. They had some deep moments. Let's forget about the culture, as we were saying. They had moments where they actually tell you what happens to a bull when they do the bullfight. Like they don't come back. They say they even use the word murder in here. They say, we are here for murder. They show them being shipped off, and as Martin said, to just let kids know that no, they ain't being shipped off to another pasture. They ain't going somewhere to the great, like another bull home. They put that slaughterhouse right on the hill
across the street.
That's what I love. It's on the property. Like you could just look right up the hill. Because I laughed out loud. They put him on the truck, and I say, oh, he's going to the slaughterhouse. But they just went skirt.
They want you to hear the screams.
Oh no, it was that, and the fact again we talked about how poorly animated they did with certain things. When that truck was pulling away, you could see the pixels start popping up, and it gets blurrier, and we're like, oh no.
And they let you know, just in case you don't think anything horrible is happening in that slaughterhouse, that it's a jigsaw trap. They show all the shit that they do to mutilate these animals in there.
It's all shiny stainless steel, like it's brand new and barely been used.
Yeah.
And yet when they drop a cow off there, or bull, they'll leave it for a week.
Yeah. How long was he there?
Just sitting there.
That's one bull just been like, I just been waiting on you, man. Look like he's in a big adult diaper. He just
I was like, bro, I thought you was dead.
It kind of like undercuts a good scene. There's a point where a character gets shipped away to the slaughterhouse and someone blames someone else for it. And it's like, that's actually kind of like, I wasn't expecting that. Then 20 minutes later, he's there. He's fine. Just chilling.
Hey guys, how's it going?
The other thing with this is that I'm sick of seeing things with animals, cartoon animals in movies where
driving vehicles.
Man, thank you.
Because I was like, okay, this is what I hated in Finding Dory.
Yeah, ever since, and that's another one. I did running trains at the last minute. But all animals
running from trains.
Say that right. I mean, running trains. Because this movie ran a train on me. That train's going right up my ass right now. Nah, man, the animals driving cars. Ever since Finding Dory, we said this is a low point for Pixar, and even though I've seen other movies do it since then, it doesn't make it any better. I've seen it too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I really want to give this movie credit for some of the things that it's done right, but there's not enough in there that's doing right. And Martin he brought it up earlier. There's you want to see where it's done right, not just in length. I believe that you can even stretch this out to a full movie if you take advantage of the opportunities that are there, the things that we had mentioned that they had laid out before them. Disney did this years ago. This is a movie that keeps in mind that this is Spain where these characters are, and these characters don't have to. They can do funny things, but a lot of these things can be done with visual gags. Like hardly any of these characters talk. They don't have to be sassy or anything like that. A lot of these things are done with just making these characters. God damn.
The 5 men saw him, and they all shouted with joy. Look at him go!
Fuck y'all up. Yeah, man, that was, if you're listening, what we see here and what's so good about the clip that I showed, just that little bit, you see that, Spain is represented very well. You saw the people who were going out there to get the bull. You see the costumes. Even with just the barren landscape, it captures a flavor of where they are. This is something that, look at, all of this. Look, it captures Madrid and all this. I mean, it's, this is something that they missed in this movie. And I'm going to be kind and give this movie a very low rental for the part that I really liked in the beginning. Some things that I thought might have worked in the middle, such as we talked about the message of the cruelty of what happens to these animals. They're forced to fight and then they're murdered. And then the end. I actually thought during the end, there was a moment where Ferdinand was faced with one of his foes. And the audience got quiet. It actually worked.
They just took a bucket full of physical gags and random characters and accents and just dumped them all in there. And it's such a low rental just because of so much wasted opportunity. Given this movie, some old bullshit is just a little too on the nose.
It's too ironic. Yeah.
I have no problem doing that. They took stuff from, like we said earlier, they took the car chase scene from Finding Dory. They took those hedgehogs who are basically the penguins from the Madagascar movies.
Oh, yeah.
And so, they have all these sight gags that are done poorly. That moment when he's getting ready to show his He's like, I use my hands and my nose, myself. Like, I know his butt's coming up here in like 2 seconds. Boom, there it is. There was nothing that felt inspired in this movie that or felt like they were going for something to reach the audience that they were going for. It was just so bland and so boring and just grating and old ass music, terrible gags. This is some old bullshit. This movie was bad.
This one was really frustrating, man, because it started out surprisingly strong, and I agree, it ends on a pretty good note too, and it's because it's about the flowers. It's like they fucking forgot this whole thing is about a bull who likes flowers. And this movie's surprisingly long. You think this is like going to only be about an hour and a half. No, we got out close to 9 o'clock, and it was almost 2 hours. Yeah. We got out close to noon, and it started at 10. So, I mean, yeah, it has about 15 minutes of a good movie there and about another hour and a half of crap. Mm-hmm. You know, like pure, unadulterated crap. It's a bullshit. It is some old bullshit. That really, those good 15 minutes are saving it from being anything lower than that.
Oh, well, we still got Coco.
Thank God.
Yeah, there you go.
This is the antithesis of Coco.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go, well, was Coco really that good? Go watch Ferdinand.